I'm Renee Waters with The Country Doctor since 1984. Here today in my kitchen, and we are talking about natural health and healing. And some of the products I've made, the detox products, and the spa products. Now, when someone would come to me for a full day of detoxification, we'd first start out with juicing. So we maybe juice lemons, limes, ginger to make a nice juice for the morning. And then we may go in and work on doing some salads, some organic salads. Then we might work on and going into my office and doing some body work. But right now, I'll just tell you about some things that I've made. I've made some rhubarb juice. It's very wonderful. Some homemade grape juice. Some homemade tomato juice. And I make my own beef broth. A lot of times I'll use the beef broth with the organic beans. And I'll make different kinds of bean meals, soups, enchiladas, things like that. I have an herb garden, and I have different things like oregano and thyme and basil and chives and sage. And today I have some of my own special seasonings that I've made and dried and pulverized. And I just call it Renee's Special Seasonings. It's wonderful with sea salt on some salmon. Now we'll go into some of the spa things. I do make my own blended oils. And here I have my own rose petals that I've soaked and blended, and they have been sitting in a glass container for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I've just strained it and put it in my own massage blend. So it's wonderful rose oil, blended massage oil that I use on my clients. I've also made my own salt scrub, which is also, I use some of the oil from the rose and put it with salt, and made my own luscious, beautiful salt scrub, which I've found that I can really save a lot of money by using the salt scrub. I can use this under my arms for deodorant. I can use this instead of a body spray. I can use this instead of the gel, the washing gel in the shower. And I can use this for an exfoliator and for a moisturizer. So this is really saving me a lot of money. Now, I love the Arbonne products, and I am an Arbonne distributor, and I do have some favorites in Arbonne, and one of them I really like is the salt scrub. And the other one is the Pro Leaf. It is like a progesterone for women, and men can also use it. It's kind of like a happy cream. So it's very good for things like depression and irritability and just weight gain and bloat and all kinds of things. It's great. Some of the other things that I've made my own body spray. And so I just use different essential oils and pure water and made a little body spray. And I use this just to kind of make a nice little fresh mist. So when I walk through a room, it smells really airy and flowery and nice. And I have some roll-on creams, and I use sometimes I use like a deodorant and a perfume. And I just usually put it here or underneath my arms or on my wrist. Just really light and fabulous. And wheatgrass. My son and I are starting to do a lot of juicing, and I got the bright idea of maybe growing my own wheatgrass. I have a lot of my herbs growing outside, and I thought, well, geez, in the wintertime, I really would like to have some greens for the winter. And so it's very easy to do. All you really need to do is get one of these little things, containers like this. You just put paper toweling on the bottom. You sprout your wheat, put it on the container, cover it, water it, and it becomes all like this. It's really not that hard. Then you just cut it and put it in the juicer. And I'll be showing you a little bit about that later. Some also, we're talking about the wheatgrass, I also make my own whole wheat crust for pizza, which is really fabulous, a whole wheat crust made with all really good organic vegetables and things. So we've talked about the different juices I've made. We talked about the oil blends, massage blends, and now I'd really like to talk about a company that I really, really love, and that's Nature's Sunshine. And Nature's Sunshine is a certified company, one of the top 5 companies in the nation for quality, service, and integrity. And I've been finding if a person, usually recommend a person go on Nature's Sunshine's website and take the health assessment test. And I can't believe how accurate it is. So when I take people through my natural health, naturopathic medicine consultation, the health assessment is very, very accurate. And a lot of times, it's really pretty easy. If someone wants to really learn about what to do for themselves, there's like 9 or 10 different body systems, and you just take the test, or you come to see me as a naturopath, and I'll tell you like what system is weakened and needs to be supported, and then we just add a little body pack to help support your system and build it up, and it's very, very simple. I like the nervous system one because most people are very anxious and stressed, and when people come to see me, I'm noticing that when I do the reflexology and check their VitaFlux points, it's usually pancreas and adrenals that usually are very stressed. So if we can give some support to the pancreas and adrenals, to relax them, relax the adrenals and the thyroid, people are feeling like 50% better. And NutriCalm is one herbal supplement for stress that I highly recommend to anyone who's dealing with any kind of emotional or stressful issues. This and distress remedy, I would say, if a person has emotional and stress issues, this is a wonderful, wonderful combination. So that pretty much is it for some of the things. I'm a naturopath, massage therapist, reflexologist, and herb consultant. So if you come to see me, I'm not just going to give you a bottle of herbs. I'm going to recommend you to do some other things, like maybe natural teas, sprouting, juicing, maybe making some of your own foods. Maybe if you have skin problems, I'm going to suggest certain oil blends for you. Maybe I'll teach you how to make some kind of juices or different kinds of recipes that are going to help you. So it isn't just going to be a supplement. It's going to be a whole array of different things. I've been in business now for 28 years, and I started out with doing different things like reflexology and herbal medicine and iridology and massage therapy, and then I became a naturopath. And after about 25 or even less years into the business, selling a lot of herbal supplements, I realized, there's really more to natural health than just giving people pills. And I really wanted to learn more about how to help myself and other people with foods. So I've recently just really started juicing, and I have a wonderful glass of juice here. I have wheatgrass in it, and ginger, and carrots, and apples. We just juice it right through this little juicer here. It's a very simple process. And so every morning we just get up and we make our own juice. And maybe we'll take 1 or 2 supplements, but I don't overdo on the supplements. Right now I'm really trying to work on eating healthy. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I've designed my own mocha or latte, and I use roasted dandelion and jasmine tea. And I just put a teaspoon of each of these in my little diffuser here, and with hot water, and I just let it diffuse for maybe 15 minutes, and then I'll put it in my little coffee cup, and maybe add a little organic milk or some honey, or maybe a little dark chocolate to make it taste really good. But I don't like the taste of coffee, and I prefer actually natural herbs and diffusing my own herbs. Another thing I like to do is in the winter time, I'm growing wheatgrass, but I thought, well, if in the winter time I like to have my own greens, and I don't always maybe want to go to the grocery store and pick up some organic lettuce. I like growing my own. So I here have whole green peas, a salad sprout mix, mung beans, and what I do is I just mix a little bit of each of these in my little sprouting glass, fill it up with some water, let it sit, and it'll start sprouting, and then I'll just empty the water out, and each day it'll sprout more and more and more and more, and I just rinse every single day, and after 5 or 6 days I have sprouts. Fabulous. And then one little last thing here is this is my grain. It grinds my grains into powder. You just put it right into here, comes out a powder. And that's how I make my own pizza crust.